Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do start, let me just say a few things. Now, the person who I had make my previous intro before the one I currently have, I told them as payment for that, I would do an idea for them. They recommended me the Pika Pika no Mi idea. Now, I tried looking at that at the time and found it to be very difficult and challenging of an idea to try and gain a bit of a handle on. So I tried doing more research, and that was hard. So while I was doing a bunch of other series at the time, I think over probably 10, I put it on the back shelf. I finally cleared off 2 series, and I am down to 3. Whenever I add this one back on, I'll be back up to 4. But I do want to also say something else. I'm finally doing this idea, and it might be very slow to produce because I don't really know One Piece very well or at all. Along with that, the person who's been helping me, Blaze Hollow of the Blessed Heroes, they're basically helping me a lot, and I'm relying on them a lot. So if you guys do want to see more One Piece ideas, please go over and check out his channel. He has been a very big help to me, and I do appreciate him and his patience for dealing with me. Because One Piece is a very weird universe to try and look into. Especially whenever I try to use logic and reason for certain things, but that doesn't really apply in One Piece. Now, with that being said, if you're currently watching this, the person who made my previous intro, I'm finally getting around to it, I did not forget, I'm sorry. But One Piece is a very strange and complex world, and I hope you understand. Now, with that being said, let us begin. We'll start with Izuku Midoriya's father, Hisashi Midoriya. Hisashi Midoriya, whenever he was a teenager, he was a bit down on his luck, and things were not very easy. He started to get into a bit of violence. He started to get into a bit of more gang warfare, and that eventually led him to a familia. He worked his way up and started to get more and more acquainted with the underworld. And as the years went by, his familia became either challenged or allies with other families. And Hisashi, he eventually became a freelance worker. He was well known in the underworld, but he wasn't popular. People know him as a very famous smuggler. Eventually he met Izuku's mother, and the two got married. She herself knew what Hisashi did, but he wasn't smuggling anything bad. Usually he was just the guy with the package and the messenger. And you don't shoot the messenger. But after Izuku was born a few years later, Hisashi, he had a few problems happen. Izuku's mother, she was eventually killed whenever Hisashi, he messed up something. And he was left to try and raise Izuku alone. And that left a lot of problems. Hisashi, he was able to get revenge. And that was thanks to a very powerful ally he has. But that left one simple problem. Hisashi, he owed them. And that person, they needed something very valuable transported. They don't want people to know about this. They want this to stay under wraps and below the government's eye. What Hisashi is going to be transporting is a very powerful thing, artifact. That's all he was told. Take it to the drop-off location, and things will be okay there. Hisashi, he understood, but that was a problem. There was a problem. He didn't have anyone to look after his son. And Hisashi, well, he might have a few $1,000 on his head. He tried his best to keep his head down and take care of Izuku. Izuku was coming with him today, and that was somewhat worrisome to Hisashi. Hisashi doesn't want his son to see this side of his life. It killed his mother. And Hisashi, he is still on All for One's leash. He's bringing him something powerful, something he should not have eyes on. He has a box and a key. That's all he really knows. And currently Hisashi, he does sit down in a restaurant. As him and Izuku, they're currently eating. And Deku, he does look around the room. The place doesn't look very friendly, and some of the guys here are actually a little scary. But Hisashi, he looked around. Eventually, somebody walked up to him and at least tried to express about a few things. Them asking Mr. Midoriya if he's enjoying his meal. And Hisashi, he actually turned to the person. Him going to break up his hand as he accidentally knocks over his glass. And Hisashi, he's a bit annoyed. Right now, him going to stand up and is going to curse. The person going to back away as Hisashi, he does try to tell them, "That's fine, fine, it's fine. Are you alright, sir? I'm okay, just, I need, damn it. I'll be right back. Izuku, stay here, okay? Can you watch him? I'll try my best, but the person's name being called. The person going to turn and walk away. As Hisashi, he told Izuku, stay here at the table. He has to go back to the car. And Deku, he understood. And Hisashi, he went to go leave. Right now, I'm going to turn and walk away. As something fell out of his pocket when he stood up. And Deku, he does someone going to look around. Someone going to actually give him a bit of a stink eye because there's a package on that table. And Hisashi, he's doing some work. They know who Hisashi is. He's got some money on his head, a bounty. So, he's got to be worth a few, 1,000? Maybe 50 grand, 60 grand last time they checked? It should be interesting. Though, they are aware that he is not a man they can fuck with. If they fuck with him, everybody in this building will probably be killed. But then there's that kid at the table. They can definitely use him. I mean, he's the guy's son, right? And that's what some people are thinking. Deku looking around before a scary man is somewhat stare at him. And Deku, he doesn't look directly down. He's only 4 years old. And he's kind of afraid. Before Deku does see something shiny. Him going to actually climb up his seat. I'm going to bend down. I'm going to pull up the key. It's cool. Now, Deku's going to turn to the box. His curiosity is going to get the better of him. His dad doesn't know what this is. He said that it was something powerful, but even he doesn't know? I mean, it wouldn't be so bad, right? Him going to turn and open the box. I'm going to pull it open and see this thing. I'm actually going to pick it up. What is this? Izuku just staring at it. And right now Deo's going to hold it in his lap. And is staring at the massive... What is this? No. This is a stem, right? It smells weird. Now, Deku just stared at it. He's curious, though. It's definitely something strange. Maybe a piece of it won't hurt, right? I mean, Deku going to actually look at the bottom of it. He's surprised. Now, Deku's going to bring it up to his mouth, and he's going to take a bite out of it. And Hisashi, he does come walking back into the restaurant. As he's going to walk back over to the table, there actually is Izuku, who he did something quite simple. He was there. He sat there with a weird and strange taste in his mouth. And Hisashi, he stared at his son. Before he actually someone turned his head and looked at the box. Him feeling down at his pockets. No. Izuku, what did you do? Dad, it's okay. Look, it's fine. See? Deku holding up the fruit. And Hisashi has to stare at it. Him going to grab the fruit from his hand. Izuku, I told you not to. Him looking at the fruit. Before he actually so going to think. Okay, it looks fine. It looks... No. Izuku? What is it? This is... A few people are going to stand up. And looking at Hisashi. And Hisashi, he has to turn his head. Some people going to actually talk about it. That's a devil fruit. And right now, many of them, they're a lot more surprised. Those things are worth millions. And if you hand them over to the government, they're willing to pay the price tag you put on it. But that does all depend. Because what that looks like is a powerful fruit. And Deku, he currently doesn't want to stare up at his father. And Hisashi, he has a turn. I'm going to face all of them. Before he actually does not bring his hand up in light flames, and I'm going to blast them all with a massive wave of fire. Before he actually is going to turn and grab his son, I'm going to run over and leap directly at the window. And right now Deku and Hisashi, they do run back to the car. People are going to scream out and try and fire guns. And Hisashi is going to get Deku into the vehicle and drive away. And Hisashi is trying to tell his son about exactly what the hell he did. And Deku's a bit more surprised, confused. He didn't know he did anything wrong. He just knew that his dad was doing something. I mean, he wanted to try it. He didn't think there'd be any repercussions, anything bad happening. But he's scared right now. And Izuku doesn't have a lot going through his mind. Right now, he's just crying in the back seat. And Hisashi, he is driving like a madman. He is driving down the highway fast. And people, they are chasing him. Some of them are trying to fire guns. Some of them are trying to get up close to jump into the vehicle. And one man is actually flying while another man is running fast at high speeds. And everyone, they're a lot more surprised to see this chase going on the highway. And Hisashi, he has to shift into the next gear and speed up again. Right now, him with a barrel at 110. As the man is running up and throwing his hands out, grabbing onto the car and actually going to dig his claws into it. Him going to actually climb up onto it and smash his fist in the back seat. And Hisashi is going to turn and see that. Right now, him going to bring his hand down into his waistband, grabbing onto the bottom of the steering wheel with his left hand and going to spin around. Him blasts the man directly into the forehead. And the man is going flying down. Him smashing onto the road as his body is going to roll and smash into a vehicle. And Hisashi, he's going to try and tell Izuku, close his eyes! Now, Hisashi, he actually is going to turn off of the highway. Him right now going to drive onto the sidewalk and over and around. As right now, authorities, they're getting wind of the situation. Reckless driving and possibly a police chase. Or, from what they can understand, organized criminals are chasing down a vehicle. And that is concerning. And right now, somebody at the top, they order their troops to head out. They want the heroes to handle this. They want all of them to be aware of what is going to happen. What they all need to do. And the heroes, they're all sent out. And they're actually Hisashi. Hisashi right now is going to kill the lights and pull into an alleyway. Him going to drive all the way down it and turn to the left. Him driving down the street and then going to actually turn right into another alleyway. Him going to pull into a garage and hide. I'm going to close it down as he's going to wait. And he actually start hearing people drive by. Where is he? Now, Hisashi is going to walk back over to the car. He's going to open the back seat and bring his finger up, telling Izuku to not cry, and grabbing onto his son. And Deku to sit there, him still with the fruit in his hand. And Hisashi, he's going to grab the fruit again. I'm going to look at it. No. Izuku? They're going to turn, and his eyes just aren't going to shine. And Hisashi, he's alarmed. His son just ate a fucking devil fruit. No. Him and I are going to climb out of the back seat. And he's going to walk to the front of the car. I'm going to lean against it. Fuck. No. His only son. No, fuck. If he doesn't deliver this, he's going to be fucking killed. But there's only one way to get that. There's only one way to get this fucking thing back. Then in Sashi's mind, him going to walk over to the trunk. I'm going to open it up. Him going to look around. Come on, he knows he was told about it. There's a spare with directions. Him going to find the other container. Him going to open it up and actually going to read the note inside. And it does try to tell him, just in case. And Hisashi is going to read those words, just in case. If the devil fruit has been confiscated or taken, Hisashi Midoriya needs to have a few things happen. This is going to be a hefty delivery fee, and what he wants to understand is that this fruit is vital to operations moving forwards. If it is not delivered, Hisashi Midoriya will have a few things happen, and failure will not be tolerated. Hisashi Midoriya, he has been put in charge of this, It is his responsibility. Deliver at all cost. And then does it tell him, if somebody has taken on this fruit, they need to be taken down and killed immediately. And the secondary fruit inside the container will turn into that devil fruit, if he is close enough. And Hisashi's alarmed. It's telling him to kill the current user of that fruit. And Hisashi is going to turn and look at his son, who he doesn't sit there with his hands and knees folded around his arms, or his arms folded around his hands and knees, I mean. And Deku, he does sit there, him with a bit of a blood stain in his hair. And Hisashi, he doesn't look up into the back seat. Before, he does feel his hand go to his gun. Now, Hisashi's going to freeze. Before he doesn't remember Inko. This is his only family. His only son. And Hisashi, he needs to do a few things. He needs to... No, he can't do that. Jesus Christ. The fact he's even considering this. No. He has to take responsibility for this. He has to that on his mind. And Hisashi, he actually has to do a few things. He has to head out to a location. Him going to pull over and drop off this car. Him going to walk down the street to the payphone. Him going to make a phone call. And somebody has to pick up on the other end of the line. Hello? Hey, listen, I fucked up. What, Hisashi? What is it? Are you still out on delivery? What happened? I fucked up. What happened? The cargo was stolen. Hisashi lying. Listen, I know I'm asking for a lot right now, but I'm not hiding you, Hisashi. You know what exactly is going to happen if I do. I'm not asking you to hide me. I need you to hide my son. Excuse me? I know he'll kill my son if I tell him I fucked up. I owe him. I'm in a corner here, okay? I need your help. Listen, I get it. Me and you don't have a lot of good blood between us. I understand you don't like me, okay? Especially after Inko. But I need your help, okay? What's his name? His name is Izuku. He's 4 years old. He saw me kill a man, and he's just been crying. Where is he right now? He's been cleaned up. He's right here with me. Where are you? I'll give you the address, but you know that one shop that on the east side? Which one? The chop shop? They don't ask questions? Not at all? 450 is their rate, usually. No questions asked. Okay. I'm down the street from there. I'm at a payphone, okay? Come here and pick him up. Afterwards, just don't tell me wherever you take him, please. I don't plan to. How are you going to... I'm going to call him after you leave. But I just want to sit down with my son for a minute and talk to him, okay? I should be around in 30 minutes. Thank you. I'm not doing this for you. I know. But I'll be grateful. Okay? You know that you're a dead man, right? I know. I know. It hurts. But I want my son to stay safe. We're gonna hang up. And Hisashi, he doesn't actually slam down the payphone phone. Him, someone going to cry and scream out angrily. As Deku, he does sit there on the sidewalk. Him just thinking about what he saw. He saw a man get hurt, die. He fell off the car. And Izuku, he's scared. He's alarmed. He just doesn't know. And Deku, he doesn't turn his head, hearing his father slam down the phone and cry. Before Deku, he does feel a bit of a weight in his chest. This might be his fault, right? But he wanted to know what it tasted like. It was a strange smelling berry? No, it was more like an apple, kinda, right? That on his mind. He's never seen anything like that before. He just thought it was some sort of strange, I mean, delicacy. He wanted to try it, and he was really, really hungry. And when Hisashi, he has to walk over. He wants to sit down. Before, he has to do one thing. He pulls the cigarette that's right on his ear off, and he's going to bring it up to his lips. I want to pull out a lighter. Before, he's going to tell Izuku, I'm going to light it. He called a friend of his. Dad, didn't Mom say, I know what your mother said, Izuku. Just... And Hisashi going to relax a bit, feeling the nicotine. 6 months. 6 goddamn months, and his first cigarette tastes like shit. God damn it. He doesn't miss it. And actually doesn't turn. Thinking about flicking the cigarette before he does just go to bring it to his lips. Him feeling his nerves calm again. And Hisashi, he has to stand up, trying to explain to Izuku the situation. He has a friend coming to pick him up, but right now, he wants him to understand quite a few things. Izuku, this is not his fault, okay? But Izuku, no. Shut up! Izuku's not going to jump. And Hisashi's going to turn. No. Izuku, I want you to just listen to me, okay, son? I'm going to handle this. It'll all be okay. Listen, I'll come and find you whenever everything's settled, okay? But Dad, I don't want you to go. I don't want to go. They're going a bit of a fit. And Hisashi's going to tell his son. He's going to pull him into a hug. He knows. He doesn't want him to either. And Deku doesn't want to try to fight it. The person they do come around. And Hisashi, he does sit there. Him flicking the butt of the cigarette. As the guard is going to take Izuku away. Him trying to fight the people the whole time. And Izuku, he does go to sit there in the car, hearing the person talk about a few things. Then Millie's going to turn and hand him a lollipop. Izuku, he does take it from them. The person is going to give Izuku their name and telling him about what's happening. Izuku putting the piece of candy in his mouth, as he is going to feel a bit better, and the flavor of it is grape. Now, Deku, he does want to sit there, and he does enjoy the candy while listening to the radio, but he's still scared. He's still very afraid. And Deku, he's taken away from his father. But we do actually have Hisashi Midoriya. He went back to his car. He at least called up his boss. And the man, he wanted to know why he's using the emergency line. There's been an issue. What kind of issue? I messed up. How did you mess up? There was a problem, and I didn't make it to the drop-off point. Are you saying that you messed up? How badly? I lost the package. Did you open it? I did. So you understand exactly what you lost? I do. Mr. Midoriya, exactly how much is your son worth to you? This isn't about my son. Listen. Just kill me. Excuse me. Kill me. Leave him out of this. I understand I made a mistake. It was not intentional. I got ambushed, and the package was revealed. Mr. Midoriya, that cost millions just to import and get here under private security. You understand I used you because you were not high priority. I know. Listen, I get it. Do you now? A portal opening up behind Hisashi. Him gonna turn, as all for one is to step out. Him with Kirigiri, and I was trying to express to him about a few things. Hisashi Midoriya has made a mistake this night, and Hisashi is at least gonna hang up the phone. Him going to put it into his pocket. As the man to express, Hisashi Midoriya has messed up quite a lot, hasn't he? I know. Mr. Midoriya, you, I'm going to step forwards and express, are not going to make a mistake again. You understand that, don't you? I know. Listen, I can transfer over as much money as I have. At least try to pay off most of it. Just don't harm my son. Kill me. Ah, quite an admirable scumbag. He's innocent in all this. He doesn't know. He was still in the car whenever I was inside. Inside what? The restaurant. Someone saw him and they thought they could take him. I went out there, and by the time I got back in the restaurant, the fruit was gone. So you saved your son over your business. You sacrificed your life for him. What father wouldn't? Mr. Midoriya, also going to bring up his hand, expressing to him. He is quite the admirable man. And Hisashi's blasted backwards, him smashing directly into the wall, and going to actually fall down on his hands and knees. Him feeling blood running out of his nose. Before Hisashi, the man is a step forwards, expressing but a few things he has done tonight. A few of the mistakes. And Hisashi Midoriya, he is found mangled and dead the next morning. And the person who took Izuku in, they hear about the police reports. A man found dead in an alleyway, a car nearby, and evidence showing that there may have been a shootout. Possibly the night before, this man was involved in a chase. The vehicle was identified and shown to be the same make and model. And that has been quite a lot. Gang violence has been on the rise. And the government, they are trying to handle many things. They're, well, let's just call them heroes, quote unquote, so far, have been doing much. And they are trying to get a better handle on all of this. And Hisashi, he was actually seen by the person who took his son. They saw what happened to him. And Deku, he was dropped off at a place where the person, they told him about what was happening. And they at least handed over something to Izuku, telling him what it was. And Deku, he somewhat understood. The person handed him a necklace. And Deku, he grabbed it and held on to it. The person expressing to Izuku about exactly what it is and what he needs to do from now on. Be a good kid. And that was all the person told him. Them gonna turn and walk away. As someone is going to walk up to Izuku, bring their hand onto his shoulder, trying to tell him about what exactly is happening. And Izuku, he was asked by the person here, exactly if he was born with a gift. What? Were you born with abilities, child? I don't know. My dad said I wasn't. But I've been feeling strange since the other day. Child, we will get you diagnosed. We will see. And it will be a miracle if you do have some. Now, please come with us. the person at least take Izuku by his hand and walk into the building. As Deku, he does at least get to learn a few more things. He learns a bit more about what exactly he can do. And eventually one day, he does discover these powers. He learns a lot. And it definitely is intriguing. All for One does not find Hisashi Midoriya's son. He at least will let that man have one thing. He gave him a chance, and he failed him. Why would you let the sins of the father rub off on the son? So, that is his piece of kindness to Hisashi Midoriya. He will only get that. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part. It might be slow to produce, but I promise you I'm going to try and make this series very good.